What do you think? Are young black men more or less likely to do well in America? Well, I think it depends on how you raise them. Check that. I think it depends on how you rear them up. Today, we want to talk about raising young black sons in America.
Men with vision.
Daniel Greenwich.
What's going on, up?
He's here with me. Deion Hopkins. He's here with me. I'm Darryl Levy. Guys, we have this thing, and I say raising young black sons in America. But I think that's the problem. I'm going to tell you, we are raising young black men, and we're making a huge mistake because we're raising young black men. I know both of y'all are wondering, what are you talking about? Here's the thing for me. You raise hogs. You feed them, give them something to drink, put them in a pen. They get fat, you kill them, you enjoy it. Right? That's what's happening to our young black men. We're feeding them, throwing them out there, they're getting fat and getting killed. We have to do a better job, and we have to start teaching our young men how to become men. So, let's jump in. How do we do that? Donna, how do we teach our young black sons how to live in America?
Well, I think first and foremost, there has to be integrity in your process, meaning what you say has to line up with what you do.
Amen.
What you say has to line up with what you do. So, it's going to be awfully hard for me to tell my son not to roll a blunt, smoke weed. If, every weekend I'm rolling blunts and smoking weed.
Boy, don't be doing what I'm doing now. I catch you doing this.
It's going to be hard for me to tell my son, not to go out and get involved in all these crazy relationships. If I'm going out and I'm getting involved in all these crazy relationships.
Yeah.
So definitely for me, and in my opinion, there has to be integrity, in the process and really throughout the process.
Yeah.
Not to say that that you can't slip up and make mistakes, because hey,
we all do.
Yeah, we're human. But at the end of the day, man, those your core values and the things that you want to instill in them, there has to be some. You gotta have some meat on that bone. You just can't give them a bone like, hey, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Give them something they can hold on to, and that they can grab a hold of it, and it can nurture them and it can carry them.
Yeah, I agree. So Deion, what should we be doing? Certainly, we shouldn't be raising young black men in America. We should be training our young black men. And I say train. I said teach earlier, and I really meant train. We should be training our young black men. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But how do we do what's necessary to bring our young men up the right way? Dare I say, right way in America?
I believe first step should be nurturing, as far as a child. You bring a child to existence, get a child a proper nourishment, Man, you took the word raising from me, so I can't use the word raising. But when a child begins, I don't know at what age, to really just understand, I believe you have to give that child a purpose. Answer that question as far as, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I believe that's one of the most curious questions that I had as a child. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Helping a young man in particular, a young black man, understand why he's here is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I have no sense of being, I have no sense of worth.
Right.
So if I'm, why am I here? If I'm just here just to be here, then why can't I do whatever I want to do?
Right.
And I can do it how I want to do it. It doesn't matter. But if we train our young men, this is what we should do. And you guys help me with this. I think there are 5 things that we should do. And train is an acronym for teach, rebuke, admonish, instruct, and you just hit it, nurture. I think that's what we should be doing. That's what we should be training our young black men. First of all, teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
You said something earlier down there where it relates to teach. You said that you shouldn't be telling, in so many words, you said you shouldn't be telling them, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
That the word teach is actually defined in 2 different ways. One is to show them, and the other is to tell them. So actually, when I teach my young black son how to live right in America, I have to tell him how to do it, and then I have to show him how to do it.
Right.
So that he fully understands what it is that I'm expecting of him, and he fully understands what it is that he's supposed to be doing. And so I think those are some great points, because you can't be sitting there with a beer in your hand telling them, don't let me catch you drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're saying one thing, teaching him not to drink, but you're showing him another thing, teaching him that it's okay to drink.
Right.
So what do you guys think when it comes to our actions? How do our actions influence our young men?
I think those actions, our actions are, they're key to who our young men become. But ultimately, it's still gonna fall back, to that young man. But in terms of the training and the teaching, yeah, we have to make sure that we're doing all that we should and are supposed to be doing, so that when my son grows up and when he gets out on his own, when he encounters a situation, he can fall back to in his mind, okay, well, I remember when I saw Daddy do this.
This is what I've been
when
taught.
Daddy was in this situation, this is how he handled it. Or I remember I can recall my dad's words, son, don't do this because of X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And so when this situation arises, okay, he has something that he can fall back to, and he may not make the absolute best choice, but if those teachings are there, he won't wander too far off the path that's been laid for his life.
Yeah. You made me think of something else. But then, we talk off camera all the time, and some of the things that we say off camera are so powerful. Our viewers never get to see it or hear it. But you said something off camera about telling son, if you walk down if you're going to school, you walk down the sidewalk this way, you stay on this side, don't bother nobody, keep to yourself, you'll be okay.
Right.
So is that realistically something that our young black men living here in America could do? Just keep to themselves, walk down the right side of the sidewalk, and they won't be bothered.
It sounds good, man. Those are some easy instructions to follow. You know, if I know all I gotta do is, you know, walk out my door and, you know, mind my own business, don't bother nobody, don't indulge none of that, and everything will be fine. I mean, those are easy instructions to follow. But when things happen to you along the way that you haven't been prepared for,
Right.
mentally,
Right.
you know, not so much physically, because if it ain't happened, you don't have that physical experience.
Right.
But it first starts in the mind. So if we're not preparing ourselves or our children for realistic, you know, life situations, when it happens, they panic. You know, like we gave an analogy as far as, you know, young child, you know, walking home from school, mind your own business, walk on that side of the street, you know, don't walk with the other boys. But when the other boys want you to join the game and you won't, and they, you know, they beat you up because you won't join the game, I mean, what do?
Yeah.
You know, your parents not gonna come pick you up. You know, they don't have transportation.
Right.
You can't transfer school because this is your school district.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the guys is gonna keep on bullying you
Right.
until you join this game.
Well, you hop on the bus.
If a bus is in any route.
Okay. Bus ain't in right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know,
School 3 blocks away, you can't get to the bus.
what do I do?
Yeah, but that's part of the teaching part of training. We have to not only teach them what not to do, but we need to teach them what to do. In the case of something happening, you know, getting jumped, you know, we should have a plan or a course of action that should be taken in the event that this happens. So, what is it that we are to do when it comes to really training? You know, we taught them, but I think rebuking them is a huge thing too. I think that's something that we're missing now. There's no rebuke anymore. You know, we used to say it takes a village to raise a child, but now there's no village. Where's the village? And if someone rebukes your child, then you're upset. Don't be talking to my child like that. Well, I'm trying to keep your child out of trouble and keep them on the straight and narrow, keep them honest, but you don't want me to rebuke them. So do you think that we need more rebuke in America when it comes to raising or training our black sons?
Yes, sir, without a doubt. I mean, it does take a village, but like you say, where's the village? You know what I'm saying? In my village, if we have, you know, gang bangers, drug dealers, crackheads, if this is what's going on in my village, then who am I being raised by? Who are my role models? Who am I trying to be like?
Who's training you?
Yeah,
Right?
who's training?
Who's training?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's a very intricate part of the training process is making sure that the trainer is proper for the training of that child.
Okay, now my question is, if that trainer is not right, is this young man, is his life doomed because his father is a drug dealer or his father is incarcerated? Is his life doomed, or what if it's retraining?
That's a tough question. It shouldn't be,
Right.
because there should be men like us to step up.
Right.
So how do we train them? We step up. We and I think, you know, we live in a society now where if you know, I know somebody who is incarcerated, and I say to them, look, I'm gonna look out for your boy.
Mhm.
You know, with your permission, I'm gonna look out for your boy. Now, or, you know, if you can't get to that father or speak with that father, that mother, are you okay with me looking out for your boy? I tell parents all the time, look, I got your boy's back, but he might not like me a lot of time because I got some rebuke for him.
Right.
When he gets out of line, if he's going to say yes sir, no sir, and when he comes with that, oh yeah, what's up? No, I'm gonna rebuke you, and if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, I'm rebuking you. So we really have to stay on track with that, and as well as we can rebuke them too. But down there, here's one of the keys right in the middle of train. We talking admonishing. We have got to admonish our young men more. We got to quit saying we're so happy that you made the basketball team. We're thrilled that you had a triple double. We're excited that you scored 3 touchdowns. We got to admonish them when they come home and they have perfect attendance. We have to admonish them when they've made good grades, when they made a good decision. We need to admonish them then. We need to really build them up anytime we have an opportunity to build them up. I have a book that is entitled 101 Ways to Praise a Child. Everybody like to be praised.
Right.
So, and that's all we're doing when we're admonishing them. And I know to admonish really means to strongly suggest something, but I'm talking the admonishment I'm talking about is really propping them up, giving them some encouragement, inspiring them to do even more, saying to them, I'm so proud of you. You did a great job. Man, that was wonderful. Thank you for doing that. When they do something that we don't expect them to do or they were not told to do, we need to really give them a pat on the back or attaboy. I think that's something that we do. So do you think that, Daniel, that we do enough of that right now? As a society as a whole?
As a society, no. We don't. We don't. And in particular, in the black community, we tend to take on this machismo. So this I'm strong, and so to be a strong black man, you can't cry, you can't show emotion, you can't show love. You got this hard exterior, and really no interior. Whereas it's okay, for daddy to tell his son, I love you.
Yeah.
It's okay to see your boy and you walk up to him and you hug him, with a full embrace.
Yeah.
You ain't no half, reborn.
Yeah.
No, put your arms around your son, man.
Yeah.
Let him know that you love him.
Yeah.
Take your lips, pucker up, and kiss him on his jaw. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely, I agree.
I have a question. Back to rebuking is really needed. It's very deep. But in the process of rebuking a young man, how do you remain connected as far as him accepting being rebuked, but still have enough love for you to where you can still be that positive figure in his life?
Okay, go ahead.
Please
let me jump there. All right, so check this out. So like the way I've rocked over the years with my children, and in particular with my boys, whenever there's come a time for rebuke, or especially like when it's time for it's come a time where they had to be spanked, touched, I gotta physically touch them.
Right. Hands off. Yeah.
There's a conversation that takes place, and so because like it didn't always come in that form, when I was coming up. You'd be sitting down and all of a sudden you feel something hit you back of your head. You're like, oh, what's happening? What's going on? You're getting whipped and lashed and hit everywhere. You still not really sure, like, why did I get a whooping? You know what I'm saying? But so like in my house, and the way I've disciplined my kids, the way I've actually gone through with the physical part of it is we have a conversation. So this is what happened. This is what you did wrong. This is how you erred. This is how you're expected to behave moving forward. And I'm going to reinforce this and to sort of help you not want to go there again.
Right.
I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna touch you. And so, you know, and in the manner that I'm gonna touch you, hopefully the way I touch you is gonna make you like, hey, man, next time I encounter this situation, man, I ain't going over there. I'm gonna sit myself down because I know at the end of the day, when the dust settles, I gotta go home and see Dad.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cause I remember, man, as far as me being rebuked, well, whooped, beat up, you know what I'm saying, for my form of discipline, I kind of like, you know, the discipline, the whoopings became like normal. No, I don't want to get one, but it's you know, okay, right. I'm finna get a whoop. I trip to school, I'm finna get my butt whooped. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, when most children are being disciplined, it's being disciplined out of anger.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's more like, you know, you hollering at me, you cussing me out, you talking bad to me. You know what I'm saying? There's really, I know I don't want to get a whooping again, but it's like there's no lesson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you looking at me crazy, you angry, mad, balling your fists up, and you hit me, it's like when you grab a stick and you whooping me.
Right.
I'm gonna get some. There's gonna be some resistance because your form of rebuking is not helping me because I see more anger than I do love.
Yeah. Well, that kind of brings us to to that next point with instruct. We have to give instructions, clear and concise instructions to our young men that we're bringing up. We can't just expect them to get it. Because if they get it, if we do expect them to just get it, you know what's going to happen? They're going to get it from somebody else who it may be totally opposite of what you want them to get.
Right.
You know, they may get it from, like you said earlier, the drug dealer or the pimp or whatever. So even the crackhead. You know, because crackhead make crack sound real good. They walk in there and be talking about how high they got, man. Yeah. So we really have to give them instructions. But then that last thing was nurture, and Donaire touched on it. So I want to hear you first, and Donaire, we'll let you sum it up. But to nurture our young men, I think, would be a way of us training them up and getting them to be the men that we expect them to be. That means we gotta love on them. We gotta hug them. We gotta kiss them. We gotta be able to say I love you and mean that. Mm-hmm. And they know we mean that we love them. My sons are 27, 30, and 31 right now, and we rarely hang up the phone without saying I love you. Right. And when we see each other, we're embracing each other and we're saying, I love you. And I'll kiss them on the cheek. And so for me, it's we gotta be nurturing, but we can't be babying them in that sense where we make them, and I really don't want to use this word because he's going to get some comments, but making them soft. Right. And so we got to nurture them in a way that they know it's good behavior, but it's not an excuse for being soft. Mm-hmm. Like, you still got to be a man. You still got to do what you got to do and be who I'm teaching you to be. So how do you nurture young black men today?
Well, I had an incident with my son recently, back here about a couple months ago, and it led to the point of me having to put him out the house. And I never thought that I would ever be in a situation where I would, like, literally have to put my son out the house. Yeah,
I think we put our sons out right about the same time.
Yeah, we shared it with each other. But due to my son being the type of young man that he is, I thought that he would take that the wrong way. Because he like me. I mean, if we cool, we cool. Yeah. If we don't talk again, I mean, we really don't have to talk again. You could be my partner, my girl, my child, whoever. I mean, if the situation that bad, we don't have to talk. We really don't have to talk. So I pretty much, man, took a chance, man, of losing my son to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to baby him, pamper him. You know what I'm saying? But in the course of that little time that there was a little separation, I was still able to show him love. He had a few situations to where he did need a man's help, his father's help, and he did come to me, and I was able to be there for him, but still being stern on what the situation was about at the same time. To where, like you say, you know, you gotta rebuke them, but still show their love and give them the proper nourishment at the same time, so the whole lesson won't be missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Now, what's your take? Like, when it comes to nurturing, you know, it's so much easier, like, to deal with our daughters in a nurturing fashion.
Mm.
But when it comes to the sons, how did you manage that?
Man,
Or how do you manage it?
Right. It's sort of like I don't know. It can be a little like they touch and go, because again, you don't want to get them to a place, you know, where you're making, you know, making some pudding. You don't want no pudding pops come out, right?
Okay, there you come, Miss. We expect.
Yeah, you know, so like, oh, like for my boys, you know, I loved on them as you know, just basically as I saw fit, you know, like it, you know, it's that hard love, but then sometimes, you know, you do have to sort of, you know, see that, okay, this kid is really broken right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so me being at a place,
you gotta recognize that,
right?
yeah.
So me being at a place, you know, if I see that my child is broken, I can't be like, yeah, you know, that's how it is, you know, like, okay, like, look, son, I understand that, you know, that you're at this place.
Wow.
Let me grab you up and let me show you another way.
Right.
You know, like, so it's a delicate balance, because like I mean, you know, you don't want to make no pudding again, but you know, I don't know what kind of stuff pudding, but you don't want to make no pudding. You know what I'm saying? But so it's a delicate balance now. But I don't know, like, you know, again, I just think the integrity in the process. You know, you being who you are, whether you realize it or not, your sons, your children, as a whole, but you know, definitely your boys that they're looking at.
Yeah.
They're modeling everything you do. You know, and so like if you have ways about you that, you know, that you want to carry on, and that becomes your family's legacy, then you make sure that you hammer those things home.
Yeah.
You make sure you hammer those things. It was funny, the other day I was in the bathroom, you know, grooming myself, you know, brushing my hair, and I just finished brushing my teeth and stuff, and so I noticed that my youngest boy, he's now 14. He was sort of like in the room with me. We talking, you know, brushing my teeth. I had just finished, like, chopping my head up, and so he after I got done, you know, I took the little hot towel, you know, wiping my little head down, trying to debris the little hair grease and brush, you know, doing all that. So then I step out the bathroom. I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm putting on my socks, and I'm getting ready to get dressed, and the mama wife come around the corner. She said, "Look at you, boy, trying to be like your dad." And I hadn't paid attention to him, but he was watching me. I turn around and look at this boy. He got his little hot towel. He wiping on his head right there in the very exact same spot. So yeah, man, that nourishment, you know, that nourishment, man. It's gonna happen, both directly and indirectly.
Yeah, and it has to start early.
Yeah.
But we're out of time. And all I can say is, you know, training your boys, your young black sons in America, number one rule, love the hell out of them.
That's it.
Subscribe to our page, like it, leave us a comment. You have any topics or issues you'd like for us to discuss, leave it in our comment box. Hit us up on Facebook or on our website, menwithvision.com. Till next time, Daniel Granger, Deion Hop, Daryl Levy, Men with Vision.
Not to shut the brothers up. Sons, I love you. I love you, boy.
Love you.